Today we're diving into the chaotic featherweight title scene with Ariel Helwani's take, a brutal training update from Dricus du Plessis ahead of his showdown with Khamzat Chimaev, plus some spicy sparring rumors, heavyweight legacy talk from Daniel Cormier, and a worrying health update on Conor McGregor. Oh, and don't miss Charles Oliveira's breakdown of the Poirier vs Holloway trilogy bout. Let's get right into it. Ariel Helwani has officially spoken out on the mess that is the current featherweight title situation, and yeah, it's a total disaster right now. Most hardcore fans agree. Movsar Evloev has earned his shot. He's undefeated, has dismantled ranked opponents, and continues to prove he's elite. But based on his recent tweet, it looks like he's being passed over for the title fight. That leaves the UFC possibly setting up a Volkanovski versus Yair Rodriguez rematch. Let's be real, Volk dominated Yair in their first meeting. It wasn't even close, and it's definitely not a matchup the fans are clamoring for. Ariel Helwani floated a smarter alternative. Book Yair versus Diego Lopes and give Volk the fight he deserves. Against Movsar Evloev. Clean, logical, but whether the UFC will actually go that route remains to be seen. Now, about Evloev, sure, he may not bring fireworks in every fight, but he's done everything right. Undefeated, beat Arnold Allen, outworked Diego Lopes, and even handled Aljamain Sterling in training. Yet he's constantly overlooked. No big promos, no loud callouts, just cold, hard wins. He's a stylistic nightmare for anyone at 145. Even if he's not the most marketable name, the guy is a legitimate threat, and Volkanovski has never been one to duck a challenge. Maybe Volk sees some of himself in Evloev, an underappreciated fighter who just kept winning until nobody could ignore him. Ariel pointed out that Yair versus Diego makes even more sense now, especially with the backstory and rivalry, but the rumor mill is suggesting Evloev could be paired up with Aaron Pico instead. If that happens, it throws the entire title picture into even more confusion. Dricus du Plessis just gave fans a glimpse into the intense lifestyle he's adopted ahead of his clash with Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 319, and it's absolutely wild. The man doesn't believe in downtime. No rest weeks, no vacations. He's right back in the gym the day after a fight. He admitted that he doesn't even enjoy his wins anymore because he's so locked in on what's next. That kind of obsession is rare, but it's exactly what you need when you're preparing to face someone like Khamzat. Khamzat is a known destroyer in the cage, but Dricus isn't built to break. He thrives in discomfort. He's mentally in fight mode 24/7, and that's what makes this matchup so intriguing. For Khamzat, this is the moment he's been waiting for. The shot to prove he's not just hype, but a true future champion. UFC's been grooming him for greatness. Now it's time to back it up. Dricus talked about how other fighters often take long breaks, but he just can't. Even after a war, he's out running the very next day. It's not just routine, it's who he is. He's been fighting since he was 19, and this is the only job he's ever known. Training keeps him grounded, and even when he knows he should rest, his drive pushes him forward. But he also acknowledged the downside. When you stop appreciating the wins, it takes a toll. Spanish MMA journalist Alvaro Canedo, a guy with a proven track record for breaking Ilia Topuria news, just stirred up the MMA world again. According to Alvaro, during a sparring session, Ilia took down Khamzat Chimaev. Yup, you heard that right. The story caught fire online. Even Big John McCarthy and Josh Thompson spent a whole podcast episode breaking it down. Some fans were quick to hype Ilia like he just beat Khamzat in a pay-per-view main event. Others are pumping the brakes, reminding everyone it's just sparring. Big John even chimed in, pointing out that in training, bigger fighters often hold back to let the smaller guy work. And yeah, Khamzat is significantly larger than Ilia, having fought as high as 185. Still, whether the takedown was real or gifted, the fact it's being talked about so widely shows just how much respect Topuria is commanding, and Alvaro once again proves he's got that inside scoop. Daniel Cormier isn't buying the idea that Jon Jones will walk away without fighting Tom Aspinall. On his show with Ben Askren, DC said Jon's ego won't let him ignore the rising British heavyweight. Cormier believes that the idea of people thinking Jon avoided Tom would haunt him more than the risk of losing. According to DC, Jones is deeply invested in his legacy, and fighting Aspinall would be the ultimate test. Even if Aspinall is a serious threat, Cormier says Jones needs that win to silence the doubters. And honestly, DC thinks Jones might actually outclass him, so why not prove it in the cage? Chael Sonnen is starting to sound the alarm over Conor McGregor's health. After numerous delays in his UFC comeback, UFC President Dana White recently admitted he hasn't spoken to McGregor in a while and made it clear that the Irish superstar won't be stepping into the octagon anytime soon. Sonnen took to Instagram to voice his concerns, sharing a clip from his YouTube channel where he broke down a photo comparison he saw between McGregor and Dana White. "Man, I saw this side by side of Conor and Dana, and I swear, Conor looked a whole decade older than Dana," Sonnen said. "You could see it in his eyes, the booze, the wear, and yet those same eyes are still saying, 'I want to fight.' But then you've got Dana, the only person on earth who can make that happen, and he's saying, 'We're not even close. I'm not even answering his calls.'" Sonnen questioned the state of McGregor's career when fighters on the roster are begging online for a shot at someone who seems physically and mentally far removed from his prime. How far have you fallen when you're chasing after a guy who looks older than the promoter standing next to him, who's got 10 years on him? While there's no official update on when or if McGregor will fight again, he continues to post training clips on social media. There may still be hope for a return, especially if Nate Diaz re-signs with the UFC. A long-awaited trilogy bout could be the motivation McGregor needs to jump into a full training camp.
Listen, Conor's fun, man. Conor's popular. People love Conor. People love the energy around a Conor McGregor fight, you know. But I leave Conor alone. I don't go chasing these guys, man. I leave Conor alone and let Conor do his thing. And when Conor gets the itch, and if and when he's ready to come back, he'll let us know. Believe me when I tell you, when Conor calls and says, "Dana, I'm ready. Let's do this. I'm getting back into camp," I'll let everybody know.
You'll take that phone call.
Yeah, I'll let everybody know.
With UFC 318 around the corner, Charles Oliveira has offered his insight into the trilogy bout between Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway, what could be Poirier's final walk to the cage. Having shared the octagon with both men, although briefly with Holloway, Oliveira shared his thoughts in a recent interview with Full Violence. According to the Brazilian star, Poirier's striking will be the difference maker. "When I fought Max, the fight ended fast because of my injury," Oliveira recalled. "Max is super active and accurate, but Poirier? Man, I respect that guy a lot. Out of everyone I've faced, he's got the cleanest boxing. He fights smart, hits hard, and understands the game. Plus, he'll basically be fighting at home. I think Poirier wins. A win on July 19th could catapult Holloway into lightweight title contention. As for Poirier, he's made it clear this will be his swan song, regardless of the outcome. Despite fans hoping he'll stick around for a possible showdown with Ilia Topuria, the Diamond appears ready to call it a career. That's a wrap on today's MMA News Roundup here at House of MMA. With so much shaking up the featherweight division, intense training camps, and big legacy fights on the horizon, there's no shortage of drama and excitement. Which story are you most hyped about? Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to hit subscribe for your daily dose of MMA insight. Until next time, stay sharp and keep fighting the good fight.